This is the transition on Atlantic Television Network. Rivers State Police Command has made another significant milestone following the arrest of two fake pastors and suspected ritualists at the Rumuduru community in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State. Recall that on the 20th of January 2025, youth from the Rumuduru community in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State, led by the president, Comrade Henry Wallo, raided and arrested the two fake pastors, namely Pastor Omar Mbasi, aged 60 years, male, who is the presiding pastor of the One God Deliverance Apostolic Church, and Pastor Elijah Aniete, aged 51 years, male, who is the leader of the Powerhouse of Glory International Gospel Church, and handed over to the police operatives of the command. During interrogation, one of the suspects, Pastor Omar Mbasi, admitted that he uses spiritual materials to pray for people as directed by God. Omar added that he uses the small casket and miracle life oil to pray for people afflicted with insanity, and they get healed within 3 months. Items recovered from the suspects include one cartridge, small wooden caskets, one sword, among others. The suspects and exhibits are currently in police custody, and the discreet investigation is ongoing. Nigerian Army has reaffirmed its dedication to resolving the accommodation shortages experienced by members of the 6th Division. Major General Jamal Abdul Salam, the general officer commanding of the division, made this announcement on Thursday during the inauguration of 3 projects at the division's headquarters located in Port Harcourt. The project consists of a 6-flat building for officers' transit accommodation, a 150-meter access road, and a symbolic Python monument. Abdul Salam emphasized that increasing housing options for personnel would significantly enhance their effectiveness and efficiency in performing their duties. He mentioned that the newly constructed block of 6 self-contained flats is intended to mitigate accommodation issues within the barracks and will serve as temporary lodgings for officers. Additionally, he pointed out that the headquarters of the 6th Division has considerable undeveloped land that presents opportunities for future expansion. Analysts has advised political gladiators in Rivers State to put the state beyond their personal need. Speaking on Atlantic television program Open Conversation, public affairs analyst Kingsley Izejiobi urged the Apex Court to put an end to the legal tussles between Oko Jumbo-led House of Assembly and the Amewule-led lawmakers. On his part, Chris Oka advocated for security and peace of the Rivers people.
My brother Kingsley said, calling for that at this stage, it is important to consider the peace of the state and development, which I agree completely that while we fight, the interests of the state and the development of the state should be our utmost priority. Having said that, on the issue of defection, the law is very clear. Those days when I was in university, I have a roommate who is a lawyer. He will always tell me that there is a big boundary between emotion and law. I think that's what the situation we are in Rivers State. So many persons are looking at it from the emotion angle and not the law. For example, if the law is very clear on the electoral process, you contest election, like during voting, you can't vote, you must record that vote. If that vote is recorded, you must declare the winner. When you declare the winner at the unit level, you collect that same from the units at the ward level. You collect at the AGA level. If it's for the governorship election, you also collect at the state level. That a candidate won and was declared at the polling unit level does not mean that even if you have won. The law said follow this process. If you fail to follow any of those processes, that election will be void if it's challenged before any court. So I'm sure that's what we are battling in the state. The law is very clear. If you defect, the speaker will declare your seat vacant. And that's all. And the process was not followed.
Recall that Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has adjourned to February 17, 2025 for the adoption of court processes in the suits challenging the legitimacy of Martin Amehule and 26 others as Speaker and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Akwa Ibom State Police Command has arrested 2 suspects linked to a recent burglary and recovered stolen items valued at millions of naira. This was disclosed in a statement issued on Thursday by the command's public Relations Officer DSP Timphone John in Uyo. According to the statement, the suspects, identified as Moses Godwill Indyong and Abraham Odo, were apprehended on Monday, January 20, 2025 at approximately 4 p.m. following credible intelligence provided by a concerned citizen about a burglary at the residence of a man named who is held in Okpobong, Eket local government area. The public relations officer revealed that the Commissioner of Police, CP Baba Mohammed Azare, promptly dispatched a team of officers to the scene upon receiving the tip-off. The efforts led to the swift arrest of the suspects who confessed to the crime during interrogation. While noting that investigations are ongoing, the PRO commended the vigilant citizen whose timely information played a pivotal role in apprehending the suspect. The PPRO also encouraged other residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to law enforcement agencies promptly. Police operatives and vigilantes from Bomadi Division in Delta State have arrested a 29-year-old suspected armed robber, Felix Emizibo, in the town. The suspect was arrested on the 18th of January 2025 at about 18:00 hours. The police also recovered 1 fabricated Beretta pistol from the suspect. Delta State Police Public Relations Officer SP Bright Edafe, in a statement in Warri, confirmed the report. The police image maker said on the 17th of January 2025 at about the DPO Boma Division received information that some suspected cultists were seen parading themselves in Bomadi, brandishing weapons in a show of supremacy. According to SP Edafe, acting on this information on the 18th of January 2025, the DPO Bomadi detailed operatives attached to the division alongside vigilantes who embarked on an intelligence-led investigation and arrested the main suspect, Felix Emizibo, aged 29 years, and 1 fabricated Beretta pistol was recovered from him. SP Edafe said preliminary investigation revealed that the suspect bought the gun from his uncle for the sum of 150,000 naira. The suspect is in custody and the investigation is ongoing. Edo State Police Command has arrested 2 suspected cultists over the attempted murder of a rival cult member identified as Egebo Lucky, 29, in Urua Community, Esan Central Local Government Area of Edo State. The suspects, Aigbomian Daniel, 20, and Innocent Okiomisi, 32, who are reportedly members of the Eye confraternity, we are said to have trailed and shot at the victim on January 14 with the intent to kill him. The Edo State Police Command spokesman CSP Moses Yamu confirmed the incident on Thursday, stating that the suspects are currently in police custody. He added that the duo confessed to being members of a secret cult during interrogation. A police source revealed that the suspects had trailed the victim, who is also allegedly a member of a rival cult group, and shot him in the right arm. The victim narrowly escaped death and reported the incident at the Irua police station. According to the source, the attack stemmed from an ongoing rivalry between cult groups in the area. The suspects reportedly fled the scene after the shooting, leaving the victim injured and assuming he was dead. The police spokesperson assured that efforts are ongoing to curtail cult-related violence in the state, reiterating the command's commitment to ensuring justice for the victim. Operatives of the Enugu Zonal Directorate of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission said they have arrested 37 suspected internet fraudsters. The commission stated that the all-male suspects were arrested in a sting operation at Commissioner's quarters, Dr. J.O. Ukuntinefe Close, Ifite Oka, Anambra State. According to a statement posted on his official X handle on Wednesday, EFCC said that the development followed credible intelligence linking the suspects to fraudulent internet activities. The commission listed the items recovered from them to include 6 exotic cars, laptops, and mobile phones. Court of Appeal sitting in Akure, the Ondo State capital, has upheld the death sentence of a popular hotel owner, Dr. Ramon Adedoyin, who was found guilty in a murder case of an ex-master student of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Timothy Adegoke, according to the court's judgment on Thursday, the appellate court noted that the judgment by the Osun State High Court, which sentenced Adedoyin to death, still stands. The appeal court had reserved the judgment on October 29, 2024. It further noted that the order of forfeiture of Hilton Hotel quashed and set aside. Order of education scholarship to children of Timothy Adegoke by Adedoyin and others squashed and set aside. Adegoke was found dead in November 2021 at Adedoyin's Hilton Honors Hotel, Ile-Ife, where he, the deceased, had lodged. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun has charged newly graduated recruits in Kwara State to uphold the highest standards of discipline, integrity, and professionalism in discharging their duties. Speaking during the State Commissioner of Police Victor Olaya at the graduation ceremony of 587 recruits of the batch 2022 held at the Police Training School in Ilorin on Thursday, the IGP reminded them that their conduct, both on and off duty, will define how the public perceives the police force. He sounded a note of caution that the cornerstone of a successful policing career is discipline, adding that their journey from here will depend on their character, commitment, and adherence to the ethical standards of the Nigerian police force. Egbetokun further warned that there will be no tolerance for indiscipline, corruption, or any form of misconduct, and urged the new recruits to remain steadfast, uphold the rule of law, and commit to values of courage, fairness, and professionalism. The IGP called for collective efforts towards creating a safer, more secure Nigeria for all. Newly deployed Commissioner of Police to Kogi State, Mila Dantawaye, has assumed office. Dantawaye, who replaced Bertrand Onwa after his retirement from service on 21st January 2025, was received by top police officers in Kogi State. Addressing journalists at the command headquarters in Lokoja, the Commissioner of Police vowed to flush criminals out of Kogi State. Dantawaye, who is a former Deputy Commissioner of Police in operations in Edo and Yobe State, noted that the command will continue to synergize with other sister security agencies in nipping crimes in the bud. CP Milan Dantawaye is the 39th Commissioner of Police deployed to Kogi State. Analysts has decried high level of hunger in Nigeria. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, public affairs analyst Comrade Chuba Okuzo revealed that an average Nigerian barely have food to eat, considering the high rates of unemployment in the country. According to the analyst, the harsh economy and high cost of living is the reasons behind these atrocities.
In 1999, in the community called Jesse in Delta State, we over 2,000 persons had to lose their life almost instantly with the fire engulfing. Now, from there, Nigerians had been aware, supposedly aware of the dangers associated with these outbreaks. Yeah. But like you rightly asked, what is going to be the motivation to still toe this line? If we want to be realistic and true, an average Nigerian does not know where the next meal is coming from. There are no jobs. The economy is so difficult. The cost of living is so high, prices of goods are so high. Then a man that stays in a house, and with the crime we're looking at, people that have access to 3-4 women and maybe have 12 to 15 kids, not knowing where their next meals will come from, and you see a fuel tank that falls on the ground, and it is not even barricaded by government. It is open it's a free fall for all to do. They have little or nothing they can do other than going to scoop the fuel, because like the funny axiom would say, we stay here, we die. We go there, we die. So death is death. But if we go there, we don't know what awaits us there. Let's go there, because here, what we know is just a question of time. Death is going to arrive. The truth is, hunger is in the country at a very alarming level that it was an unprecedented level of hunger that we experienced today.
Taraba State government, led by Governor Agbu Kefas, has praised the 6th Brigade of the Nigerian Army for its steadfast commitment to maintaining peace and security across the state. The commendation was made during the 2024 Combined Headquarters 6th Brigade Nigerian Army West African Social Activities, which are held on Wednesday at the Jolly Inyame Stadium in Jalingo Metropolis. Speaking on behalf of the governor, the Secretary of the State Government, Barrister Gabon Timothy Kataps, expressed gratitude for the brigade's efforts in tackling insecurity. He reaffirmed the administration's commitment to supporting the brigade's operations throughout 2025. Brigadier General Kingsley Chidiebere Owa, commander of the 6th Brigade and Sector 3 Operation Well-Stroke, highlighted the importance of the WASA celebration. He described it as an opportunity to reflect on the brigade's achievements over the past year while honoring the resilience and professionalism of the troops. He also acknowledged the state government's support, particularly in providing additional logistics to enhance operations. Owa assured the people of Taraba State of the brigade's unwavering dedication to its mission of safeguarding the nation's territorial integrity and supporting civil authorities. FCT Minister Barrister Yesom Wike says President Bola Tinubu has, through him, spent 300 billion naira for infrastructural development. Quarterways, the minister made the comment at the commissioning of the newly reconstructed by Komkore Ibua 9-kilometer road in Gogolada Area Council FCT. According to him, 50 billion naira each has been spent in each area council, and by calculation, 300 billion naira has been spent so far for the development of Abuja area councils.
Check every administration before the present administration of President Bola Tinubu, how much each administration has committed to each of the area councils. Because I'm saying this, it is important, you know, the importance that Mr. President attaches to the development of the satellite town. Mr. President is not only committed to the development of the city, but Mr. President is also committed to the development of the satellite town. And so that's why I said, just within 1 year, the President came on board May 2023. Just within 1 year. This is just for area council alone. Not all the area council, this one alone. How much Mr. President has committed. This road, Mr. President committed 8.5 billion naira to construct this road. If you have your Bible, write it down. See what he has done for the people of Gwagwalada Area Council. In Aguma Palace Road, Mr. President has committed 22 billion naira, and that road will be commissioned in May this year. As I speak to you, we have completed and we are still renovating 5 secondary schools in Gwagwalada. 1, the school for the gifted. 2, government secondary school Gwagwalada. 3, GSS Anagada. 4, GSS Tunga Maji. 5, GSS Giri. The total value for this 16.5 billion. If you calculate this total, I have not added the 2-3 police divisions that we are building in Gwagwalada as we speak now, in order to enhance security of this area. Now, if you add the total value of what Mr. President has committed to Gwagwalada alone, you are talking about over 50 billion naira for one area council. Now, if you now add the 6 area councils, just take this as the because this is the list of all the area councils. So you will see that in a year, Mr. President has committed to the development of satellite towns not less than 300 billion naira. Check every administration before
Wike also promised new construction of a bridge as requested by the Gwagwalada chairman through his vice, stressing that President Bola Tinubu's administration is ready to do only what the people want.
Mr. Chairman, through the vice, you are coming here to tell us you did this, you did that, but you didn't tell us which ones you have done. I thought you would have told us, Mr. Minister, I have done this, we have done this, we have done that. Now I want you to help us to do this, to do that. Well, since you refuse to tell us what you did, well, because of the love Mr. President has for you, I will take one, since you did not read out what you have done. And it does appear, it's very important, that this bridge has to be constructed. So the coordinator of the STDD must make sure that you scoop the bridge now, so I will include it in our 2025 statutory budget. It is important for people to have this record, because you see people who go out, they are only developing the city, nothing is happening in the satellite town. Is that correct? Is Mr. President not doing something in the satellite towns? Have you ever met any minister who has come to you like this? Hold on. Have you met any minister of the FCT who has called the people of Gwagwalada and asked them, what do you want? Now what does this tell you? What it tells you is that, Mr. President, governance is not only for you to sit in your office and dish out orders. Mr. President believes governance, you must go to the people. You must discuss with the people. You must ask them what are their problems. And that is what we are doing with you, is it not?
In the meantime, FCT administration has promised more dividends of democracy to the residents of Kuje Area Council through renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in areas of social amenities such as infrastructure, electricity and pipe-borne water. Honorable Minister of FCT Barrister Nyesom Wike made the promise during the commissioning 5 kilometers asphalt carriageway road project within Kuje Town, Kuje Area Council in FCT.
If you see our national budget, which Mr. President has submitted to the National Assembly, sometimes last year, we went to China. We signed a memorandum of understanding with a company called CGC to provide water to the satellite towns. And one of the area councils is Kuje Area Council. So in this year's budget, Mr. President has provided a sum of 50 billion naira to provide water to the satellite towns, which Kuje will be a beneficiary. Now, what do we call government then? You cannot see government that understands the plight of the people. Government that communicates with the people. That you can have the opportunity. That government can sit down with you and ask you questions and say, what do you want? And you say you want this. And government goes ahead to do it. So the Need Hope agenda is a reality. Is it not correct? So I can assure you that with your support, continuous support, you will get more things in Kuje.
Barrister Wike, who also approved 2 more roads and 2 bridges for construction in Kuje Area Council, emphasized that the government owed the residents the duties of service in accordance to the promises made by Mr. President.
Today, as we drove coming here, you can see that very soon, you don't need to leave Kuje to go to FCT to live. You can, by the time that road is completed, this will be a different town altogether. Your chairman has said, when you come in the night, you will not believe that this is Kuje. And we did promise you that we are going to do a lot from Kuje to Gwagwalada. And work has started. Mr. Chairman, I'm happy with what you have read out here. Of the little you have contributed, and your people are happy with you. When you have led well, you will bring hope to your people. When I was coming, in fact, sometimes I see them at the gate of my office. They will carry placards, and I'll be laughing. Today, let me tell you that Mr. President has approved again. We must have to continue Kuje to Peggy. Not only that, as if the chairman knew when he said we should continue from where the road stopped to Kwaku. Let me say it now, by the grace of God. When we are presenting our budget, our statutory budget to the National Assembly, we will include it.
Governor Daouda Lawal of Zamfara State has approved the employment of 2,000 teachers. The governor made the announcement while presiding over the Executive Council meeting at the Government House Council Chamber in Gusau. A statement by the governor's spokesperson Sulaiman Bala Idris revealed that the planned recruitment of teachers fulfilled promises made during the campaign. The statement noted that education, being the second priority of Governor Lawal's administration, has received significant attention and is already yielding desired results. Nigerian Air Force has neutralized scores of bandits and destroyed a major logistics base in Alawa Forest, Shiroro local government area of Nigeria, in a precision airstrike under Operation Fansan Yama. The operation, part of the ongoing counter-terrorism campaign Operation Fansan Yama, was carried out on January 21, 2025. According to his statement on Thursday, the operation was based on incredible intelligence and follow-up confirmatory aerial surveillance efforts which indicated an influx of armed terrorists into the forest. These criminals were linked to widespread violence, including 2 improvised explosive device attacks on December 19, 2024 in Basashiru local government area that claimed several innocent lives. In response to the growing threat, the launched a 3-day sustained air campaign codenamed Conan Daji to degrade the terrorists' capabilities and render the forest uninhabitable for criminal activities. A formation of fighter aircraft was dispatched to execute air interdiction missions in the area. The Nigerian Air Force emphasized its continued coordination with ground forces to maintain operational dominance and ensure the safety of local communities. You're watching the transition on Atlantic Television Network. We return after this break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Atlantic Television Network Transition, and now to the rest of our stories. Federal government has approved 4 billion naira for conditional cash transfers to helpless households in Nigeria. During the launch of the 2025 Nigerian Humanitarian Needs and Response Plan at the United Nations House in Abuja on Thursday, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Professor Nentawe Iwada, announced the interventions aimed at addressing the country's deepening humanitarian crisis. This initiative is expected to support at least 10 million displaced households, primarily targeting the most vulnerable members of society. The cash transfer program is set to commence in February and continue through April, focusing on alleviating the immediate needs of families affected by displacement, particularly in the northeast. The minister further emphasized the government's commitment to addressing the needs of internally displaced persons, returnees, and affected communities across Nigeria. Independent National Electoral Commission has announced the timelines for the Anambra State Governorship election and the Federal Capital Territory Area Council polls, scheduled for Saturday, November 8, 2025 and Saturday, February 21, 2026, respectively. Speaking during the first quarterly consultative meeting with political parties in Abuja, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu stressed the need for adherence to the set timelines, adding that the elections would cover all 68 constituencies with 6 chairmen and 62 councillors to be elected in the FCT. Professor Yakubu, who also spoke on by-elections, raised concerns over the increasing frequency and financial burden, noting that over the past year, 14 new vacancies have arisen due to unforeseen circumstances, placing additional strain on the Commission's resources. Earlier, the national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Yusuf Mamandantale, urged INEC to reject the outcomes of conventions that violate party constitutions. He also called on judiciary to maintain neutrality in resolving intra-party disputes, describing it as a last hope of the aggrieved.
The last area council election in the FCT was held on 12 February 2022. By the effluxion of time, the tenure of the current chairman and councillors ends next year. Consequently, the Commission has approved that the 2026 area council election in the FCT will hold on Saturday, 21st February 2026. Voting will take place in all the designated polling units across the 68 constituencies to elect 6 area council chairmen and 62 councillors. In compliance with the mandatory legal requirements, the notice for the election in the FCT will be published next month, that is on the 26th of February 2025. Primaries will be held from 9th to 30th June 2025. The candidate nomination portal will open from 9 a.m. on 21st July to 6 p.m. on 11th August 2025. The final list of candidates will be published on 22nd September 2025. Campaign in public by political parties will commence on 24th September 2025 and end at midnight of Thursday, 19th February 2026.
Expectations of Nigerians are becoming higher. Government at all levels should articulate and implement people-focused programs and projects that will assuage their sufferings and foster economic growth, political stability, social justice, religious harmony, and national security and unity. As leaders of political parties, we are committed to making our democracy work for the benefit of the people on whom sovereignty resides. Nation building is a collective responsibility. We should therefore set aside partisan politics, victimization of political opponents, and marginalization of fellow citizens. Though our democracy is not where it should be, 26 years of uninterrupted representative governance in May 2025, 65 years of independence in October, and 102 years of evolution of political parties in Nigeria are testaments of our resilience, patriotism, and democratic zeal as a nation.
Nigeria police has indicted Money Deposit Bank, Sterling Bank, over alleged money laundering, fraudulent deductions, and other financial crimes by 8 staff members. The allegations were contained in reports presented to the House of Representatives Committee on Public Petition during the hearing of a petition by Maiden Systems Limited against Sterling Bank, Central Bank of Nigeria, and Shell Petroleum in Abuja. Maiden System Limited had petitioned the House of Representatives on alleged mismanagement, fraudulent debit, and misappropriation of funds from its account domiciled with Sterling Bank. Presenting the reports before the committee, the representatives of the Inspector General Police, Kabiru Yahaya and Sonny Amisin, both Chief Inspectors of Police, said after intensive investigation and arrest made on the bank was found wanting. According to him, after arrest was made and an extensive investigation carried out, the bank has not been able to provide evidence to counter the allegations made against it by Maiden System Limited. Responding, Chairman of the House Committee on Public Petition, Honorable Mike Etaba, assured all parties that the report will be studied by the committee and justice will be served.
I have been privy to occasions where we know the committee has been waiting for a report. We have to resort to arrest. An executive director was arrested. In fact, what we got was even far, far less than what the first account officer gave us. Now, specifically, the team asked, this loan was $30 million from 2012. It was restructured to the same $30 million in 2017. From all these debits that has been going on, how much has been deducted in total? How much has been debited from this company's account to repay this loan? That is number one. Number two, how much of this loan fund has been paid, has been cleared by the company as it stands? And how much is the outstanding balance? One of the account officers specifically wrote that the outstanding balance is about $27.25 million, while the executive director gave us a figure of over $30 million. That is to say, nothing has been paid, nothing has been debited to clear the loan. The loan is still outstanding. The principal loan is still outstanding as it is.
The police job stops here. This is their final bus stop. The house takes over from where they stop. So, for the committee, we are going to do justice to these reports and then give our recommendations to the committee of the whole, to the entire house. So whatever reports that will come out, it will be as a result of the document that is before us. We cannot go outside the document that is before us. So what with the document that the police have done their investigation, and thank you for, adhering to, our resolution from the committee that you should investigate this matter, and this matter has been investigated the way we had wanted it, and if there are errors within the report, we'll point them out. Anything we need to correct, we'll correct them. But justice, we believe, must prevail.
Chief medical directors of teaching hospitals have raised concerns that despite the federal government's investments in health infrastructure, tertiary health hospitals are facing threats of becoming empty as doctors, nurses and other skilled health workers leave in droves due to lack of remuneration and proper pay packages. The Chief Medical Director of Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Professor Wasiu Adeyemo, and the Chief Medical Director, University College Hospital, Ibadan, Professor J.Z. Abiodun, and others raised the alarm at the 2025 budget defense session before the House of Representatives Committee on Health Institutions. Also speaking, the CMD LUTH, Professor Adeyemo, told the committee that the rate at which medical workers are leaving the country is alarming. Hence, the need to act fast to address the situation. Given details of the hospital's 2024 budget performance, informed that they had a total budget of 19.2 billion naira, out of which personnel has 13.57 billion naira and a total overhead of 33.2 million naira. Earlier in his remarks, the chairman, House Committee on Health Institutions, Honorable Patrick Umo, charged the CMDs of university teaching hospitals and federal medical centers to be thorough in their presentations in order to provide a clear picture of the situations. Honorable Umo lamented the precarious situation facing tertiary health institutions in the country. The chairman ruled out why committee could not attend to all the health institutions on the day is to collect all their correspondence and submissions from the outstanding teaching hospitals to work on further deliberations.
91% because of the fact that people resign. We have a lot of issues. Retire, not even retirement is the most resignation almost every day. And I hope, yes, I hope that
we have problems.
In the next 1 or 2 years, we are not going to have all our hospitals empty. We need to do something about remuneration of all the healthcare workers. Otherwise, government is putting a lot of money in infrastructure, and we are going to have empty hospitals.
I think so.
The major reason why people leave is for economic reason.
Now, sir, that balance was also, like we said, because of staff that left, and also because we could not do the recruitment in 2024. So that was the salaries that would have meant for the new staff who were not recruited. So, but that balance has been taken over by, it's been mopped up at December 31st. So it's no longer under us. Now, the total overhead was also released. I would say that for the first time, at least since I became a CMD, we had 99.9%. That was the very first time that was released since we became, because we had, and that applies to all other hospitals.
So for the capital, we are proposing 4,387,763,661 naira for capital. This is a bit less than what we had in 2024. And that's because of this envelope system. What we were given, we have to work with it.
Don't worry, Prof. Let's go to
the overhead. We have 690 million, 6,464 naira only. There's a bit of increase over that of 2024 because of the outrageous bills we are getting for Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company.
The reality is that you must extract the proposal made by Mr. President as it affects your medical center. It should be part of your budget, your presentation. Report of 2024 budget performance and 2025 budget proposal, given provisional approval for now.
And now to some business reports. Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, has informed that the 50% increase by telecommunication companies in the country was caused by inflation and rising operation costs. He stated this while responding to questions at the 2025 budget defense session by the Joint House of Representatives and Senate Committees on Communication in Abuja. Tejani, who noted that the move is in line with broader economic patterns, where tariffs lead to higher consumer prices as a result of additional costs on imported goods, added that tariffs act as a sales tax, causing a one-off price increase rather than sustained inflation.
Part of the development, I think the hike is also based on inflation globally. This is a sector that has not increased price for a long time. In fact, what government has been doing is managing the situation. The companies have been crying out for a long time that they're struggling. The cost of diesel, you can imagine how much they bought diesel last year and how much it's going for this year. And this is not a problem that is unique to Nigeria. But what we've done with them is saying that telecommunication services are now extremely important to our people. So it's not something you can just increase price haphazardly. But also, how do we support them to ensure that these companies continue to stay sustainable? This is a sector that employs about 15,000 people directly, the employees of these MNOs. But also indirectly, I think there's about 500,000 people working in the sector, whether those that are selling recharge cards or any of those services. We have to make sure that the sector continues to stay sustainable. But at the same time, we don't want to inflict pain on Nigerians. So they were claiming for 100% increase in tariff. I think, as you can see from what NCC released yesterday, we had a lot of back and forth. They've been talking about since even before we were appointed. The first time I met them almost 16, 17 months ago, it was the same thing they were talking about. But now I think we've settled at about 50% to ensure that they can find ways to stay sustainable, but also the price hike is not significant to the point where it becomes painful for our people.
In his remark, the co-chairman Senate Committee on Communication, Senator Shuaib Salisui, highlighted the contribution of the communication sector to the economic growth of the nation. He stressed the need to review the 2025 proposed budget of ministry to enable it to deliver its mandate effectively and efficiently. The committee therefore adopted a motion requesting the committees on appropriation to consider upward review of the ministry's 2025 budget. This is Atlantic Television Network, and still ahead, international tidbits. Kuwaiti General Department of Criminal Investigation has arrested 2 Nigerians for allegedly robbing an exchange office in Mabula, southern Kuwait City, and stealing $14,918, approximately 4,600 Kuwaiti dinars. According to a statement by the Kuwaiti Ministry of Interior, as reported by Arab Times Online, the suspects were arrested within 24 hours of the robbery. Surveillance footage shows one of the suspects exiting a vehicle while wearing a balaclava before entering the exchange office and threatening an employee with what appeared to be a firearm. Authorities revealed that the suspects meticulously planned the heist, monitoring the exchange office from nearby rooftops to determine peak times. They also reportedly used stolen license plates to avoid detection. Following the arrest, one suspect confirmed to scouting the location and signaling his accomplice when the office was free of customers. The second suspect was detained in Al-Kirian Market. A subsequent search of his residence uncovered the stolen cash and a small bag containing crystal meth. The Ministry of Interior confirmed that both suspects, along with the recovered items, have been handed over to the public prosecution for further legal proceedings. Bangladesh let 178 former paramilitary troops walk free from jail Thursday, nearly 16 years after they were detained over a violent mutiny that massacred dozens of senior army officers. Rampaging troops from the Bangladesh Rifles murdered 74 people during the 2-day revolts that began in Dhaka and spread across the country in 2009, destabilizing the government of then Premier Sheikh Hasina weeks after she took office. And that's the size of our package. Thank you for joining us. I am Favor Chikwesri Michael. You can follow us on all our social media platforms, on Twitter at Atlantic TV Net, Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, Instagram at Atlantic TV Network. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do have a pleasant day.